Hello, my name is Tiffany Harmon, and I will be presenting my survey on personal image in the workplace. And I'm a student at Franklin University earning a doctoral degree. And the class that this is satisfying is Methods 104 Intro to Qualitative Analysis. The research problem and background that I will be analyzing today is image in the workplace and how that image has changed over the pandemic, and which is a wonderful subject to talk about because not only are we in the workplace, but people are also evolving from pandemic and dressing differently, and hoping to still get the best results and success in life. However, there are some things that traditionally, ways that people dress and present themselves, to be taken seriously, should be considered. So, the many people in society do not understand the power of personal image. Another research problem here is the transition our image back to the workforce after a pandemic. And as we all know, we just came from a pandemic with the COVID-19 and public health emergency, and a lot of us were working from home, either working remotely. Some of us continue to work, and participants did mention that some participants were not affected as much through the pandemic. They may have worked in a hospital or scrubs, and that has never changed. However, there's other participants that have transitioned from work to home and back to work, and those changes have been very evident, just in their personal image, figuring out who they are as a person, what makes them comfortable, what's necessary, what's not necessary. And as those workplace people evolve into higher level positions, they are required to have a certain type of look. So the personal image and esteem can contribute to positive results. And so I would like to go more into that with this. The methodology that I used was a qualitative research design using an open interview response survey response. It was put together of 8 open-ended questions, just talking about concerns with personal image, image in the workplace, changing the way that you look just to fit into a special event or occurrence, such as weddings, funerals, churches, going to church, or court, for example, first date, just the way you would like to present yourself in the best light. And so those questions kind of were detailed and surrounding those type of ideas. All the participants were female from our course. It's a doctoral course, and so the majority of the females were African American. And this is just a visual and a demographic assumption. And the data was transferred to typed, color coded boxes in order to code and sort the information. The themes that we came up with once all the information was coded and sorted was that most of our participants want to look appropriate for the occasion. They want to be professional, and look as if they are um, looking a part of their role, comfortable for their lifestyle, depending on if they're in the office, if it's remote, they're on Zoom calls, and align with life goals. So if they want to move up in upper level management, looking at their appearance may be something to help propel participants into an area. So the data analysis that we put together was using color coded. I was old fashioned. I didn't use the electronic system atlas. I decided to do color coded. I'm really good at reading information and kind of pointing out the different words that jumped out to me, seemed very important to the research, and I would color them different colors, which I should have given an example here, but we all had completed that assignment, so we understand what that looks like. The Vivo coding, just making sure that we are staying close to the responses as possible and using the actual words of the participants is very important in this analysis. The values coding was used also just to make sure we determine what those participants found important, what their morals were, what they were willing to do in order to be successful. And if it was something that was easy for them, is it something that was a challenge for them because of the way that they would feel traditionally about professional appearance and how they felt about people that they would see in power and how they would look, and the response that comes from that. So the results of the information, once I color coded all of the responses from the 8 questions, which I can share a little bit of those questions, um, because it's very important for this screen for you to understand where these words came from. So the question 1, do you need assistance choosing what to wear on a daily basis or only on special occasions, which is a heavy question, a heavy hitter. A lot of the responses that I got from this question was that it's special occasion, guidance, ensure, they want to be dressed appropriately, they may be unsure, shoes is important, they sometimes ask family members. One participant mentioned she asked her son, teach how to style clothing, take her time, prepare work outfits, crisp, professional. Certain participants plan, they want to be comfortable, and that is 4 out of 10 participants mentioned that they want to be comfortable. Appropriate for their lifestyle situations, business casual, align with lifestyle and life goals. Um, some participant, One participant mentioned an unnatural hair color and tattoos. Long sleeves is what that participant wears in order to fit in the workplace. Wearing pants, colors that complement her skin tone, personal taste, adding that to the professional attire in order to be comfortable and not always comfortable, meaning that just because it's a professional attire doesn't mean that it's comfortable to work and move in all day. So, chic was another way that a participant described her personal clothing style on a daily basis. Question number 2, how do we dress for work? We work from home, we dress up each day. 3 participants is business casual. Those dress professionally. 1 or 2 dress down days. For some people, wearing a blouse signifies how to dress for work. 3 participants mentioned dress pants, sweaters, flats, low heel boots, long sleeves, and Zoom calls. You have to remember this is a female participant cohort, so you're going to hear more accessories that may gravitate towards a female wardrobe or those that identify as female. C-suite leaders, business suits, executive leaders, formal business attire. Um, 3 participants mentioned business professional, as well as 3 participants mentioned representing their organization, and 4 participants mentioned dressed appropriately. Quality improvement director is how they dress, and so they want to participate in meetings and very fortunate for their position, so they're looking to put the best face forward. Question 4 talks about the need to change the appearance or to fit into social settings. The different social settings that were thrown out there would be weddings, honoring the bride, the party attire for the bridal party, church, going to church in general, being presentable, different yet respectful. Four participants talked about dressing appropriately, and three participants talked about dressing up for special occasions, and two participants talked about job interviews. Participants talked about being more dressy, professional. For church, again, long skirts and head coverings do not have many options. They're not their typical way of dressing. Change out of respect type of dress. Do not show tattoos, bright colors, business attire, black, brown, navy, white. Make more money. So another participant talked about the reason for dressing a certain way was to make more money, and one participant mentioned being involved in her church and in the choir, and they dress a certain way as a uniform when they perform. So question number 5 talked about the everyday typical look. We have casual, business casual, casually dressy, comfortable pants and shoes, jeans, low ankle boots, flats, t-shirts, cardigans, working from home. We have Zoom calls and business clothes. Some wear makeup, some don't wear makeup. You have business professional wearing hose, pantyhose, heels, dress pants, not a t-shirt at all, and sweaters, blazers, and usually play with colors. So the higher up it seems, from students that may not understand how to dress for certain business environments, and a lot of older students may have the advantage of the experience of going to those type of events more often or for a longer period of time to be more comfortable in those settings. So the question number 6 that we got into was, has our look changed over the pandemic, which is a very important question for this study. Home was one of the words that we're narrowing down those color-coded words from the interview responses. And for this question, I got more casual, strictly comfortable. The dress code is something that is being acknowledged. Pandemic work, working remote, t-shirts, leggings, business casual, tops, don't wear makeup, Zoom to plan her outfits, Sundays, saves times and stress, camera, longer suits, pandemic, look, change, sweatshirts, sweatpants, we're going back to the office, regular, dressing regular. And so that look, it seems like, have been more relaxed over the pandemic from those that are working remotely. And so I think that is an important factor when re-entering into the workforce or becoming an entrepreneur or being known as a professional and seen that way. It's important to still hold on to some of those values. Appropriate the discussion of findings, we have to go between our comfort zone and the challenge here. No men were surveyed during this study, which would greatly benefit the balance of hypothesis from this study. I think it's women may have view being professional a different way than men, and those that identify as men. So I think that is a limitation in this study. Many of the participants were upper management earning a doctoral degree. As I mentioned, they're women, and so an upper management learning through probably job experience and just being at a certain middle age, um, and being able to bring all that together with your education in order to know, okay, in these different settings is how we're supposed to present ourselves. And a majority understood how to dress for work, but not special occasions. And the organization's culture influences the probability of the change taking place. So, if an organization desires their employees to work to look more professional, then the leadership and um, supervisors and upper management have to be role models for those employees to be able to follow suit. And with more generations retiring, the recent pandemic, and an increase of millennials entering the workforce, there's a shift in what's considered appropriate work attire. So that's something to think about in our findings. And that is conclusion of this presentation. I want to thank you, and if you have any questions, you can contact me at my Franklin student email. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.